Hey, it's LSF here today. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into the latest J.D. Power Customer Satisfaction with Dealer Service report for 2025. We're going to see how Lexus and Toyota performs and what does this mean to their reputation in the industry, and if you're thinking of buying a Lexus or Toyota or you're already an owner, you'll definitely want to stick around. Let's get started. First of all, let's get a quick overview. The J.D. Power U.S. Customer Service Index study measures customer satisfaction with dealer service among owners of 1 to 3 year old vehicles. It looks at 5 key areas: service quality, the service advisor, the service facility, the vehicle pickup, and the service initiation. This year, customer satisfaction remained strong, with the industry overall seeing solid results. However, long wait times for appointments and lingering communication issues are still impacting the scores. So there are some key findings in the 2025 study. So there's 4 points here. Fix right first time. Surprisingly, 12% of the repairs are not completely corrected on their first visit. The most common issue indicated by customers are that the work performed did not correct the problem, which is 30%, and necessary parts weren't available, 28%. Among customers whose repairs were not completed correctly for the first time, only 50% said that they returned and planned to return to the dealership. 5% resolved the issue by visiting an aftermarket service facility. So reality is we do know that Toyota and Lexus are having part issues, especially when they had the shortage of parts and also some supply issues during the pandemic, and that could cause issues. Personally, for myself, I've had cases where my driver's side mirror, I had to go back to the dealership and actually get it repaired after the fact because they did not have parts in stock. So it could be a week or 2 weeks after. So that's what they're saying, that fixes not the first time. I think the biggest issue is vibration and noises, where you said there's a vibration there, they drive your car and say there's no vibration, it didn't get fixed, didn't get resolved. So those are issues definitely we can see with the dealership. The second key part is satisfaction improvements when maintenance items combined with recalls. So in an era where many customers are pressed for time, the opportunity to combine recall work with maintenance work results in improved satisfaction. For example, satisfaction among owners of mass market vehicles averaged 829 for a recall service. But when the recall service is combined with an oil change, the satisfaction rises to 858, and that is quite significant. The third point is communication helps deliver satisfying service experience. So among the 10 most influenced key performance indicator measuring in the study, 4 are communication related, completely focusing on the customer's need, keeping the customer informed of the service status, the service advisor immediately meeting with customer upon arrival, and the contacting the customer after the service to ensure their satisfaction. Greeting customers immediately upon arriving occurs least often and is only completed half the time. And the last key point is trust in the service personnel and overall service variations by generation. So owners of the premium and mass market vehicles having high levels of trust in the dealer service experience, but varies significantly by generation. While baby boomers express a great deal of trust in the dealer service, younger generation have progressively less trust in dealers, especially among the Gen Z. Among boomers, the overall trust in the dealership is 6.27 on a 7-point scale, which is quite high. Gen X, 5.95, Gen Y is 5.89, and then Gen Z is 5.77. I don't know why we have Gen X to Gen Z not trusting the dealership as much, but definitely I would say social media, a lot of people talking about dealerships, not trusting them because they've heard about experiences where people have been ripped off, a maintenance item costing a lot. And in addition, I would say the recent pandemic causing the hourly rate will also cause people to think about it's too expensive to maintain these cars nowadays. Follow me on Instagram at LSFT Videos. You can see updates on my experience with the NX450H Plus, which may not be shown on any future videos. You can reach out to me via direct messaging if you have any questions on your Lexus. If you like this video, you can provide me feedback in the comments below, like this video, share it with your friends. This definitely will help with the YouTube algorithms. Press the subscribe button and bell icon and get notified when new videos show up. And lastly, if you want to support me further, you can provide me a super thanks, or visit my Amazon storefront before you purchase anything from Amazon, or you can purchase products from the list on the items that I've been using with my vehicle or at home at no extra cost to you. And now, let's continue with the video. So how did Lexus perform? So Lexus continues to set a high bar in customer satisfaction. In the premium car segment, Lexus scored an impressive 891 points, securing second place. Porsche took the top spot with 906 points. So when you look at that, that's roughly 15 points difference. When it comes to the premium SUV, Lexus also came second with 902 points. And again, behind Porsche, which is 917, which is again another 15 points. So this is consistently saying that Lexus' dedication to provide top-notch service experience is there. Their strong dealership network and focus on luxury service play a major role in these rankings. Overall, I would have expected Lexus to be number one because they've been number one many years. Not having parts available definitely hurts the situation. So how did Toyota perform? So Toyota is actually below segment average, and I think a lot of that could be related to parts availability. So 858, where the average is 862. Number one on the ranking is Subaru with 896. So you can definitely see that Toyota is near the bottom of the list, and that is a bit concerning. However, it could be part shortages that's causing it, but then I think there is other things that may need to be improved for Toyota to go above the average. And then when we look at the mass market cars, we're looking at Toyota is just under the car average with 847 compared to Subaru 886 at the top. And then when we look at the SUVs and minivans, Toyota's 863 and the segment average is 864, which is just 1 point under the average. Subaru is 897. And then when we look at trucks, Toyota is above average, 862, 1 point above average, where Chevrolet 877 is on the top. And then we have Ford, which is under at 859. So the report also pointed out that there are some ongoing challenges across the industry. So this is not one particular brand. So wait times for appointments are a major issue, especially with the increase of demand for service. There's poor communication, and difficulties in getting repairs done correctly are also affecting customer satisfaction. But one area where Lexus continues to stand out is the commitment to a customer-centric service. From luxury waiting lounges to complimentary services like a loaner vehicle, they go an extra mile to ensure that you get a premium experience. But I know that there's not enough dealerships as well. I know some owners say that their closest dealership is like a 2-hour drive away. Definitely, we know that that's a concern, and they try to avoid going to the dealership because of that long drive. But then when you look at it, Toyota and Lexus is coming from the same family. Lexus is number 2 on the rankings, where Toyota is just under the average for the mass market. So why is there that big of a difference? I do not know why. So if you're considering a Lexus, you can expect a top-tier service experience with a brand that consistently ranks among the best. For Toyota, they're not as luxury. They do have dependable service. They have a well-established dealer network, but definitely, based on the rankings, they're not as high for some reason. One reason could be that parts aren't readily available when they need it. So what do you think about the latest JD Power rankings? Have you had positive or negative experience with Lexus or Toyota dealer service? Let me know in the comments below. I hope that you found that this video was informative, and until next video, drive safely. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please comment, like, share this video, and if you want to see more videos like this, you can subscribe to my channel and press that bell icon to get notified when new videos are posted. And if you'd like to support this channel, you can provide me a super thanks. And until next time, cheers.